多謝收睇亦男亦女旅行嘅旅。我哋而家喺畫面上睇到嘅呢，係郵輪喺冰峽點 Icy Strait Point， 有人簡稱呢係冰點，兩岸延綿不斷嘅雪山冰川同埋峽谷。今集呢，就同大家一齊去睇下呢個喺2004年先開發嘅郵輪停泊口岸，同埋佢最抵玩嘅岸上短途旅行。冰峽點呢，地方雖然唔係好大，落船之後呢，就好多熱點呢都可以行10分鐘就到噶啦。但係呢，佢就展現咗阿拉斯加壯麗嘅荒野同埋原始文化。呢個港口呢，喺10幾年前呢，就由阿拉斯加原住民呢就開放，好快呢，就成為咗捕魚同埋觀鯨嘅地點。佢淨係呢，就每年5月至9月呢，就開放接待郵輪嘅啫。咁喺每年呢5個月嘅期間裏邊呢，就有成70幾艘嘅郵輪停泊嘅。如果喺地圖上睇呢，佢嘅位置呢，就喺阿拉斯加同美國大陸之間，好貼近加拿大嘅。冰點峽呢，就有幾個熱門嘅活動，咁包括好似睇鯨魚啊、睇鷹啊、睇熊啊、坐纜車啦、睇冰川啦、睇土著舞蹈，就睇三文魚廠。遊覽個胡納鎮 Una， 以及品嚐佢阿拉斯加嘅海鮮。咁阿拉斯加出名嘅海鮮就有生蠔啦、大蝦、皇帝蟹、雪蟹、三文魚等等。其中咧，乘坐半開篷穿梭 shuttle 咧，遊覽胡納鎮呢，就係標題上講最抵玩嘅岸上短線旅行啦。每位都只需要5蚊啫，係我去過嘅所有郵輪口岸之中最平嘅，沒有之一。咁請大家咧跟住鏡頭去睇睇點樣喺郵輪行到去呢個售票站同埋佢沿途嘅景物。而家我哋睇到嘅咧就乘客喺港口行經嘅一段棧道，咁上岸之後咧就穿過 Icy Strait Point Adventure Centre， 走出嚟咧就一個細嘅廣場，咁中間咧就有火爐，周圍咧有啲木椅。左手邊咧就係纜車，每位咧就49蚊9毫9，全日任玩嘅。有傳聞話咧，就當地人搭呢啲纜車就每位15蚊啫。冇幾遠咧，我哋見到一個好大嘅箭嘴，指向罐頭廠 Historic Cannery。我哋咧就跟住個箭嘴行。你行過嚟嗰陣咧，你記得周圍望下樹上有冇嗰啲白頭鷹，有人咧叫佢禿鷹。喺去阿拉斯加嘅行程當中咧，觀賞野生動物係一個賣點。如果好彩嘅話咧，我哋仲可以睇到鯨魚啊、黑熊啊，同埋白頭鷹添。白頭鷹咧係美國國鳥，喺美國嘅國徽上邊咧，佢一隻腳咧就揸住13支箭，另一隻腳咧就揸住一支有13片葉嘅橄欖枝，經常咧就出現喺美國政府嘅官方印章上邊嘅。咁例如好似總統印章啊、總統嘅旗幟啊，同埋好多聯邦機構之中嘅標誌。佢仲喺咧眾議院嘅權杖啦、軍事徽章啦，或者係美金上邊出現添。咁所以有機會嘅話咧，你一定要睇下佢嘅真身啦。阿拉斯加嘅白頭鷹數量咧就比美國其他地方都多，有人話咧就有成3萬隻咁多添。我哋而家見到嘅咧就係個冰峽點罐頭廠博物館。呢個博物館咧就係唔使錢入場嘅，遊客咧可以自由出入。博物館咧就係由歷史悠久嘅三文魚廠活化而成嘅，裏面咧有好多商鋪。咁睇呢個博物館咧就有2個層面，一個咧就係參觀呢個係1912年建成嘅三文魚廠同埋裏邊嘅生產線，睇下佢個三文魚罐頭嘅製作過程。另一個層面咧就係睇下中國人喺阿拉斯加三文魚罐頭行業嘅角色。當年咧喺阿拉斯加類似咁嘅三文魚罐頭廠咧有成130幾間。七君子事件之中嘅李公博咧，當年喺美國留學咧，亦都曾經喺三文魚罐頭廠咧做過嘢嘅。咁有朋友講咧就話歷史就太沉悶，我喺呢度咧就簡短講講當年華人勞工嘅角色，亦即係話咧係被賣豬仔嘅華工。根據西雅圖大學嗰啲資料，當年三文魚罐頭廠嘅老闆咧係經由承包商 有啲人叫佢中介啦、工頭啦或者係包工去招攬華工嘅。包頭咧就提供基本嘅食宿，而且咧負責管理工人，每個季度出糧。當時嘅華工基本上係唔識英文嘅，完全受制於嗰啲包頭。包頭咧就提供木板床作為住宿，揾中國師傅咧就煮飯。食物咧就包括有鹹蛋啦、豆腐啊、竹筍、甘蔗、薑。包頭同時咧就向工人咧就出售鴉片啊、煙仔啊同埋中國白酒。華工要食青菜咧就要自己種啦。承包商喺成個過程之中咧就賺取高額嘅利潤嘅，咁亦都使到咧罐頭工業迅速發展。除咗三藩市之外，西雅圖咧就成為罐頭業華工嘅集散地。而家畫面上見到嘅呢艘船咧，就曾經搭載過幾十名華工去呢個冰峽點嘅罐頭廠。佢回程嗰陣咧，就車翻啲三文魚罐頭出去西雅圖。華工咧就刻苦耐勞，唔怕污糟，抵得諗。咁當時嗰啲罐頭廠老闆咧都好樂意用佢哋嘅。咁啊，直至到1882年，亦即係清朝光緒年間咧，美國嘅排華法案就通過咗之後咧，華工嘅數目咧就逐漸減少。咁罐頭行業咧就出現咗兩個變化，一個咧就係用機器代替工人，另一個咧就係用日本裔嘅工人咧代替華工。咁最後咧都係俾菲律賓工人代替晒嘅。我哋而家睇到嘅呢副機器咧，最初個名咧叫做 Iron Chink， 意思即係話鐵華工。個名本身咧已經非常之歧視㗎啦，但係咧亦都見到當年華工喺三文魚罐頭廠上面嘅貢獻。咁穿過呢個博物館出嚟咧，就有塊空地。而家我哋見到咧，遠處有間木屋仔咧，就係售票處。畫面上見到嘅車仔咧，就係個穿梭旅遊車。佢來回行車時間咧，大概係40分鐘左右，就每位5蚊，全日可以使用。呢個就係最抵最平嘅岸上短途旅行啦。咁啊唔使自己行，仲可以聽到司機導遊咧講解風土民情、人民歷史。咁去到嗰個胡納鎮咧，就可以隨意上落，自由式咁觀光購物。咁由於當地咧天氣清涼咧，就根本就唔使坐冷氣巴嘅，5蚊美金玩半日，咁都係相當之超值㗎啦。好啦，多謝大家收睇，後面咧仲有彩蛋，就係我哋乘搭呢個穿梭車仔由碼頭去到胡納鎮單程所見嘅風景。咁有興趣嘅咧，就請打開自動翻譯功能繼續收睇。衷心感謝你哋嘅訂閱、留言同埋點讚，拜拜。
And the key term of that is rain, because it rains a lot. We get about 270 days of rain. It has been raining off and on all day. Right now it's kind of clear. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit, so wonderful. On our right is Port Frederick. It is also known as Brown Bear Bay. It is 18 miles to the head, about 2 miles wide, and about 500 feet at its steepest point, which is where your ship is. If we see anything, please say something, somebody yell. I have seen a whale on here all day long today. I got here early and there was one just right out there. So what you want to look for if we do see anything is the spray. I will slow down. I can't necessarily stop, but we can definitely slow down enough to get a picture. We have 3 types of crab in the bay. We have king crab, Dungeness, and tanner. And we have 5 types of salmon just right out here. We have chub salmon, sockeye, king, silver, and pink. The Clinton people traditionally got their living from the land and from the sea. They still do. Hoona is traditionally a fishing village, and there's still people that considerably get their living from the sea. There is a saying that when the tide is low, the table is set. We do have a tidal swing that is between 12 and 24 feet every 6 hours. And we have the second largest tidal swing in the world next to Nova Scotia. And I mean, it's interesting just to watch within a matter of minutes how far the water comes up on the rocks and stuff like this. This rock promontory up here on the right, when the cannery was built in 1912, the only way to get there was by boat. And so they carved a tunnel in this promontory that was 6 feet tall and 4 feet wide. And the workers would walk through single file. There's Bobby. Now wait. And there's Betty Ann in a nice warm buff. Over the years, it was expanded to handle vehicle traffic, and then due to rock slides and safety concerns, it was blown out. But it is still affectionately called the tunnel. As I mentioned, we are on an island. There's only 2 ways on and off the island, either by boat or by plane. Coming up here on our right is our terminal, our ferry terminal. We get ferries on Mondays and Thursdays. They are part of the Alaska Marine Highway System that goes all the way down from Bellingham, Washington, all the way out to Dutch Harbor. The whole highway is 3,900 miles. You know, there's 9 separate ferries that are working it right now. Y'all actually traveled. If you came over from Juneau, if you came up from Washington or anything like that, the Inside Passage is all part of the Alaska Marine Highway. The cemetery on our left is one of 2 cemeteries. It dates back to 1879. The Clinkets traditionally believed in cremation. It wasn't until there was a Christian influence that they actually buried people. However, it is starting to return to more traditional value. On our right is our shipyard. Boats can come in here, get fixed, get repaired, get looking nice. That blue thing right there is a ship pullout. It's one of 3 in Southeast Alaska, and it is the second largest. It can pull up to 220 metric tons out of the water. If anybody has ever seen or is a fan of Deadliest Catch, that's why that thing is there. It can take a full crab boat out of the water. And those boats are anywhere from 100 to 145 feet long. These are crab pots. They weigh about 300 pounds apiece, and they can pull up about 600 pounds of crab. There are only 8 miles of paved road on the entire island, and this is our one and only gas pump. $5.85 a gallon right now.
That's cheap.
But that is nothing compared to what I'm about to tell you. Is up here on the right, you'll see on the pylons is our hardware building. They have a phrase that if they don't have it, you don't need it. Sometimes I believe that. But right in front of the hardware building is the most expensive building on the island, and that is our grocery store. Normally, if I could hear you, I would ask you what you think a head of lettuce is. However, I was in there yesterday. 1 head of iceberg lettuce is $10.69. A gallon of milk is about $6, and a box of cereal is about $8. Needless to say, I do not eat as many salads as I used to. Right over there is Pitts Island. If by any chance you see what looks like a golf ball sitting in the trees, that is a bald eagle. And they are there all the time. Right over, also on our right, is our city boat dock. If you just have a boat for the day, you can come out and tie up. And at the point of Pitts Island to the left is the second graveyard. In 1944, It was a huge fire that destroyed 95% of the homes. And I'll tell a little bit about that story on the way back. But at the moment, I want you to look out on the left and see the homes with the stone chimneys. Okay? When the fire destroyed the town, basically these were military housing that were headed to Guam. And they got turned around and built sit here. 85 of them were built. There's 35 of them still standing. But if anybody, when you catch the tour on the way back, I'll tell a little bit more about the fire. There's our brewery, which I can't wait to happen. Wanted to open. Our coffee shop, but I'm going to give y'all another option for coffee. Here's our city hall, the Presbyterian Church on the right. Also on the right is a community gathering center. It's in the middle of renovations. This little blue building coming up here on the right is a gift store. And I'm going to take you down here. Over here on the left, this tackle shop. You can go in there, buy bait, buy your fishing license, and get a mean cappuccino. Believe it or not, they serve the best cappuccino in town. I personally like it better than the coffee shop. The tide is coming in, even though it is still low. When it is in, it'll come all the way up on the beach. Sitting right out there are some of your shipmates. They apparently took the kayaking tour. I don't know about y'all, but when I go on vacation, I don't get up in the morning and say, you know, I want to go work out for 2.5, 3 hours. To me, a workout is getting to the buffet. But there are those that like to eat out for 3 hours and go row a kayak. We do have quite a selection of fishing boats as well as pleasure vehicles. Part of that is because our storage rates are less expensive than those in Juneau's. We also, believe it or not, get celebrities. They will come in here with a yacht, and a lot of it has to do with cost, but another part of it has to do with the fact that they can come in here and they get left alone. I am going to show you where I'm going to drop you off, and this is exactly where I will pick you up. There are some public restrooms on the right. If anybody has any questions, please come forward because I can't hear you, but please come forward and I will definitely try to help out as much as possible.